Hello and welcome to Murder Mumbles, where the murder has movies and the movies have murder. I am neither Roy nor am I Womble. So, if you haven't noticed, I've taken control of Movie Mumbles, forcing both Roy and Womble to watch They Live. This is the second part of the Halloween special, so I cannot wait to hear what they have to say on it.
I have come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, but I'm all out of ass.
No, I was gonna fucking say that. I wrote it down. It's on my notes. It's on my notes. Fuck you, Roy. You know what? Fuck that. Oh. I'm so mad right now. I've thrown my notepad across the room. Oh.
Get it back, one.
This is what I wanted. This right here is what I wanted.
Just give me a sec. I've got to go and get my notepad. I'll be back in a minute. Fucking.
Okay.
I knew that was gonna come up.
I can hear you laughing.
In the first 10 seconds.
God.
Okay, we're already off to a great start. I'm sorry. Okay, so while we're here, Ash, what do you think? So why do you pick this movie? They Live.
Well,
80s horror B movies.
That's me scribbling out my note.
This movie, a lot of people don't know this movie, and for how much it influences pop culture still to this day, I really feel people need to know about this movie. Just across the board, again, it hits on a lot of things we've talked about in earlier horror movies, social commentary. Unlike other movies we were talking about, slapsticky, but it's not high grade, but there's still some intent behind it. And again, as Roy pointed out right out of the gate, it still has a big influence in pop culture, and most people don't even know the name of the movie.
So this was, I'm gonna be honest, this is my first John Carpenter film I've ever seen. I know he's a very influential director. He's done a lot of, I'm sorry, like,
He did Halloween. I actually know John Carpenter more for his movie scores than I do for his films. Like, you can feel there is a beat and a rhythm in this film, and that comes from a musician. A musician will notice that, and then when they're editing, he's going to be like, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, John Carpenter was actually the son of a music professor, I think, so that he has a bit of music background to him.
Yes. But anyway, that's whatever. He's done more sidetracks, I think, than actual directing, if I'm right.
I believe so, yeah.
I've heard.
So yeah, I know him more as a composer than an actual filmmaker.
John Carpenter has a history of classics and cult classics. Like he's kind of originated the slasher genre with Halloween, and he's got Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, Escape from New York, all these films, and They Live is honestly like up there with the cult classics. I feel like it was one of those films that was kind of too smart for its time, but it's really resonated with, like, modern times and stuff.
I mean, that really screams John Carpenter right there. The fact that we could probably label this movie, like, instead They Live, Too Smart for Its Time, starring Roddy Piper.
Wait. Did we say spoilers at the beginning of the...
Ash, we can re-record
spoilers, motherfuckers. Yeah, I just said it.
There's gonna be spoilers.
We can re-record that. We can re-record that. Why are we...
No, fuck that. I don't give a shit. Let's just get on with it.
No, they spoilers. We haven't spoiled anything yet other than it's John Carpenter starring Roddy Piper.
Yeah, there's gonna be spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the film, go... Actually, yeah. Okay, so this is me, because I haven't actually given my opinion on this film yet.
Nope.
If you haven't seen this film, go and fucking watch it. This is actually a really amazing film. This opened my eyes. Like, this isn't a horror film again. Like, we asked Roy to pick two horror films.
No, I didn't.
We asked Roy to pick two horror films.
I didn't pick the films.
And he picked a comedy. Not Roy. Ash. Fuck. I'm fucking up right now.
You're just trying to rationalize the irrational.
It's because you pissed me off right at the beginning. Ash picked a comedy and a thriller, a drama thriller. A sci-fi drama thriller.
I'll be honest, Ash. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Evil Dead 2, I think is a horror movie. They Live, I will agree with Womble. I don't consider it as much of a horror. Like, there is, like, aliens.
This is Womble just rationalizing liking something in the horror genre, first of all.
I mean, I'll be honest, there's a lot of science fiction elements to this film, and, like...
So you don't think Aliens is a horror movie?
I think it's less of a horror movie than Evil Dead is. Like, it's more questionable.
Okay, so... I'm gonna go full film nerd here, And actually,
Fight me. Let's do this.
No. There is actually a huge problem with the horror genre because a lot of film experts, and I kind of know this because I know a lot of people that know a lot about film and teach film and that sort of thing.
Yep.
They say that horror isn't actually a genre anymore. It's a bunch of genres stuck together.
That is extremely accurate.
So the subgenres of horror have now become genres themselves.
Name me one horror movie that doesn't blend with another genre.
And horror itself, it's like drama. So drama isn't actually isn't a horror. Drama isn't a fucking drama anymore. It's because you pissed me off right at the beginning. This is why I'm getting things fucked up.
Sorry.
So, drama isn't actually a genre. It's not classed as a drama.
Drama isn't classed as a drama anymore.
As a genre anymore because everything has fuck off. Fuck you. God damn it.
I don't even have to fight Womble. He'll fight himself.
Everything. I fight myself every day. You just don't get into it. Everything has drama in it. And I feel that is now the way that horror is going. Everything kind of has elements of different ideas of horror. So you've got your thrillers, you've got your slashers, you've got your zombies, you've got all the other really cool ideas of the horror genre, what you think is horror. It's so wide and vast that you can't actually put it down as a genre anymore.
Okay.
That's a pretty common argument in the horror community is that there is no actual horror movies. It's a culture, not a genre.
It's not just in the horror franchise. It's actually all over the film industry.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
If you say what type of genre are you setting your film in, and you say horror, another film director will just laugh at you. They will just laugh you out of the fucking room, and they will say you know nothing about film, and that is essentially the problem. So when we've said, oh yeah, do us 2 horror films, you've actually done us a really good justice because you've gone from one extreme to another. So but at the same time,
that was very much with intent as well. I mean, I went from both extremes just because it kind of just rounds out that, and that was actually kind of part of my point that I was going to allude to later at the end of this podcast, is that the preconceptions of horror tend to move people away from the horror genre more than the movies themselves.
Yeah, I would say this is more of an action sci-fi film than a horror film.
I will agree with that.
Having said all of what I've just said,
let's actually talk about the movie now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because this is a podcast in self arguing this genre of this movie.
Okay.
It is. We could go into. I could actually go into depth about this. It's really interesting. There's a lot of interesting things about genres these days.
Yeah, but that's season 0.
And comic book movies, that's going the same way.
Okay.
There's going to be so many different. But anyway,
tune in later for me and Womble fight about genres.
Yeah.
No, that's season 0. We're not doing that.
Agree. I think that's the thing. We're probably going to just end up agreeing.
Yeah, you're going to agree, but it's going to sound like an argument. So
I feel like that's what we did for Evil Dead 2, actually. We just we agreed that it was a good movie, but we just argued.
It's a good movie. No, it's a good movie.
They live, the reason why I like this film is because of the edit. And it's something that not a lot of people will notice. All the way through the edit, there's this baseline that goes through it, and all the cuts are done on this baseline. Then the baseline goes away, but if you kept a metronome to the film, those cuts would still be in the invisible baseline. So this film has been edited in such a way that there is a rhythm that's constantly there, and you're not even aware of it. You're not even aware that it's not there. Even you're not even you're not aware that it's there when it's not. Here we go there, again. If that makes sense.
I think so.
And it's incredibly clever, and I love things like that. And that is my that's an experience that you kind of watch it in itself. Not to mention the fact that the idea is. It's such a social commentary, and that's what art is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a commentary on ourselves and what's happening in the world. This has gone to the extreme, and that's what an art form is supposed to be. This hits all of those bats. Not just that, you've got plausible characters that you care for, that you want to succeed. You've got a genuine threat, and you've got some badass fucking action. At the end of the day, this is actually a really good film. So, Ash, you've kind of failed picking two films that I'm going to dislike, because I actually really like this film.
but you still got very angry.
You just cannot be in sync with me on anything I fucking do, can you?
Okay. No. Actually, no. I'm now liking this. Maybe my higher brain was like, you know what? We've asked Ash to do this.
Your higher brain, huh?
Because we know that we're gonna clash, right?
Right.
We want that entertainment, but I'm just gonna fuck him over by liking the films. So maybe I'm getting one up on you, sir.
Son of... All the tables are being flipped right now. All the tables.
Okay, They Live is an interesting film because I consider it timeless and timely at the same time. Because this film very much reflects on 80s, like the 80s as a decade.
It really does.
Yeah, so John Carpenter very much disliked this Reaganism, this kind of popularization. Like, you can see it throughout the film. There are such great moments of that. Like, the fucking president is an alien. Okay, basic concept. Let me just give a plot summary before I explain. Pretty much there's this average Joe schmuck named John Nada. Nada means nothing. And
who is homeless.
Yeah, he's homeless. He's like on the very, very bottom of the lower class, and he's just striving to get by. He comes across this homeless camp where he meets like Keith David, who's fucking awesome, and then he discovers this whole thing about these guys in the church making sunglasses, and when he puts on the sunglasses, holy shit, there's aliens among us being disguised as yuppies and businessmen and higher-ups on the upper class, and he's gonna try to stop all these evil aliens.
Well, that's not his original intent. Like, he just goes insane. Like, straight up, as soon as he's like, oh, this makes sense why I can't get ahead in the world now. And he just goes on like a massive alien killing spree.
He discovers the aliens are there, and then the first thing he does is shoot in a bank. Like, one of the first things.
Well, and I think it's really important for the premise of the movie too, not to just say that the aliens, or the monsters, et cetera, are there, but the billboards, money. When you put on the glasses, the billboards change to words like consume, endure. The money, when the guy's flipping through the money, puts on the glasses, the money just simply says, "This is your god now."
I am God. Yeah.
No, this is your god.
Which is Illuminati confirmed, by the way. Fuck off. God damn it.
Okay.
I just did an internet meme, by the way. You can all groan.
So. Yeah, Ash, what do you have? What more do you have to say about this film? Like, what do you like about it?
Well, and I mean, you really hit the point that it is timely, but it's also timeless. I mean, people are still referencing it. The second all of us immediately went to, I came here to, kick ass, chew bubblegum, and I'm all about bubblegum.
That's an ad-lib by Roddy Piper, Roddy Piper, who's a wrestler, but he does a really good performance in this movie. This is like one of his only film roles, and he has like this certain charm to his character. Like, he's a very average Joe kind of character, and he's still like
His performance is actually really good because it feels like almost a Stallone-esque performance where he's very quiet at the beginning. He doesn't really have, like, especially it's like Rocky where he's very quiet. He doesn't really say anything, but you can see the emotions hitting him and you can see everything reflecting on him. And then it takes that and then it moves it up to the next extreme, and he actually does something about what he's found out. And it's like I said right at the beginning, you care about him. Like, it's not shoved in your face. You never find out why he's homeless. That's me throwing my pen across the room, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the thing that really blows my mind about it, too, that during this time, he was still also a wrestler, as Roy said, but his wrestling persona is loud, boisterous, over the top, and just constantly firing off, verbal atrocities everywhere he could go. And he literally did a 180 for this movie when it came to acting. So
because I'm a man that doesn't really enjoy wrestling that much.
In the States, we call it wrestling.
I will say... Oh, whatever, I don't really give a shit. I will say I didn't like that one-on-one fight scene.
Oh, you're talking about the longest fight scene ever.
Well, it turned into a wrestling... I like the punches, like just hitting each other. But then, like, he did like a choke slam or whatever the fuck you call them.
Well, first...
Like, between Nada and Frank.
I want to make sure people know about this. Again, timeless but timely. If you go back to the South Park episode Cripple Fight and watch that fight scene with the fight scene between Jimmy and Timmy frame by frame, it is an exact duplicate thereof.
I actually only just realized that
before
just before we started this recording. You said South Park and I was like, oh shit, And it twigged in my head. And I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, of course, it's a reference.
I will admit, that scene is kind of... That's one of the... I wouldn't... Like, it's kind of a flawed scene. Like, literally, I get what they were trying to do, but, like, the entire fight scene, which goes on for a long time... and the entire conflict is this guy is trying to convince this other guy to wear glasses.
Just put on the fucking glasses!
Like,
that's it! That's all you have to do!
Honestly, and again, this kind of goes back to my over-the-top B-rated love of things. The fact that it went on so long made me actually appreciate it. It's a terrible scene. But at the same time, looking at that it went on so long that I have to be fair, appreciation for it.
There's something you can appreciate because it is real punches. Yes. Like, except for the face and the groin, every hit was real.
I don't think that they were real punches.
No, they are real. They are real punches. You're not debating this. Every punch, except for the face and groin, these are real punches.
It looked like...
Well, just no matter what they look like, they are...
I don't actually have citation on this, so I don't actually know. But a lot of those punches did look like camera angles, and they were at the specific camera angles. So it didn't look like they were actually hitting and stuff.
Roy, you know movies and wrestling isn't real, right?
I don't think that they were actually punches, Roy. I don't actually know. It's like the Jackie Chan thing with the Mitsubishi. I don't actually know, but I'm presuming.
Well, you're wrong.
Not real.
I googled, I checked, I researched. God damn it. You're not gonna negate me on this, fucker.
Before you say anything about googling and research, I need to see citation and references.
Oh, you want
before any of that shit?
I googled this on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It has to be true.
It has to be true. Everything on the internet's true.
Okay, when the video comes up, I'm gonna just I don't know, put a citation or something. But to satisfy you and your higher brain,
please leave a comment below.
Yes.
Yeah, to satisfy you and your higher brain.
And while you do, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Even though if this stunt was real, they're probably still doing it in a safe environment anyway.
Well, yeah, obviously,
so it's not gonna have the same effect because if you smash someone's head against a concrete slab, you're gonna cause brain trauma.
I mean, the wrestler.
Bleeding in the brain.
I mean,
that's not something you can stand up and walk away from like 5 seconds later.
Okay, let's change the subject a bit. Okay, I want to talk. Okay, so interesting thing. I read the original. So John Carpenter was inspired by this comic, which was based on the short story. And
we need to talk about that because that was wrote by Ray Nielsen, who is amazing writer. 8 o'clock in the morning was the original short story, I believe.
I think. Well, anyway, I read the comic, which is online, and it has the similar premise, but there's not any of that satire. I noticed. Like they have some like the premise is the same, like about the aliens disguising themselves, but it seems more like a paranoia kind of thing than like the brilliant satire that's in this movie. What were you gonna say about the short story? Is that the same thing?
Well, I actually, what I was going to say was that I wouldn't call it a comic. I would call it a graphic novel because I'm not 12.
It's actually from a comic book. It appeared in an anthology comic book.
Oh my god,
but it is now a graphic novel. Well, a novelette.
It's a short story in a comic book.
It's not a comic. Comic books are for 12-year-olds.
Are you fucking
kidding? They're for people who read the Beano and the Dandy, and you guys won't actually understand that reference, so I'm not going to explain it.
Right, okay, we're not getting into this discussion. The point is, there's some similarities, like the character's name is also Nada, and the short story is called Nada, but there is none of that satire that's in there. There is a scene, though, that they do share, like in the movie. There's a scene in the comic where a girl is having sex with an alien, and then she finds out it's the alien. I love that That's the ending shot, by the way. That is the ending shot. That's one of the best. Like, it's like, is there a problem, babe, or something? Yeah. And it's like, that's the ending shot of the movie.
I have another reason why I like that, but it's probably not good to mention.
No, go, tell us. Now you brought it up, so now you
Boobies. Boobies.
Anyway.
That's just... Come on.
Exactly, that's why I wasn't going to mention it.
Well,
Roy put me in a corner.
I thought it was going to be a lot more crass. It's like, it's something that doesn't need to be mentioned.
I'm not going to mention it because it's not really relevant, but Roy put me in a corner, so I have to mention it. I have to come out. You know, I'm a man that likes boobies. I like a man that likes boobies that are bouncing, you know? Okay. There we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, Ash, anything else you want to add about this movie?
No, like, the whole commentary, especially, like, I love the joke that they have in, oh shit, did I just die?
No, you're still here.
No, you're good.
No, you're...
Oh, okay, because I couldn't hear you.
We weren't talking.
No, just after your booby rant, it just went dead silent.
You're actually being polite and listening. That's amazing. I've never had that before. So, like, fucking... You know, this is the moment where everyone's being polite and listening, and I can't remember what I was going to say. Let's just move on.
Okay. Well, going on with the commentary, there's a great scene. Like, they use a lot of television in this movie to kind of show off higher class versus lower class, and there's some great contrasts. Like the scene with Rowdy Nada is literally outside.
Roddy Nada?
Whatever. Anyway, he's outside, like, literally warming himself with, like, trash, and then he looks into a TV in the window, and, like, this girl's talking about how, amazing my life is, and she's, like, on a TV show and stuff like that. One of the best scenes that I love about this is the scene, like, right after, like, these aliens and the police ram right through this poor neighborhood, and like everyone's struggling to pick up clothes, and on the TV is a fucking fashion show, which I just love. Yeah. Like, just the contrast between like these poor people who literally need these clothes to survive, and then these like upper class who are just, these clothes sound fantastic and stuff, you know? Like, there's some great satire here. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be so deep than it actually was.
I wasn't either.
It's a very serious satire, which you don't get much either nowadays.
Yeah, and like, sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was just even going to say, and you see that everywhere. Even watching how Nada deals with she was like I can't remember already, and it's only been 2 days. A news reporter.
Yeah.
When they're at her house, which, can I say, did anyone else see the like pure ridiculousness that she like brushed her hand against Roddy Piper and he goes flying through a window?
Yes.
I mean, I just wanted to mention that just for a split second, because I was like, really?
That was completely ridiculous.
I love you.
I like her character. I thought they were going in a completely different direction, but I like, they set her up as a love interest. Especially, like, at first I was like, nah. Like, especially during the scene where he's kidnapping her, I was like, no, don't do this movie. But, like, the first thing she does is crack the crazy guy out of her house. But then, like, after that, she comes to, like, this, like, what was it, like, the resistance, essentially, for the aliens, and then, like, the aliens find out, and then, at the very end, we find out she's a spy. I thought that was such a great twist, because I was not seeing that coming. I thought they were just setting up a love interest character.
Wait, but seriously, you didn't see that coming, shut up. Roy, seriously.
Okay.
Well, again, if you look at her as, like, a love interest.
She was literally in the film for, like, 2 minutes, and then she just appears.
That's not true. I mean,
she's wealthy. She looks wealthy, so she's obviously an informant. That was the whole premise of it. Was the informants are wealthy?
She wasn't originally an informant. That was very clear.
No, but when she found out, she decided to inform.
Yeah, but that's the twist. That's the
exactly,
thing. And that was when she went undercover. No, it wasn't a twist because you could see it coming. Like I saw that coming.
Okay, I was having a completely different arc in my head.
Maybe I'm just smarter than you two. Maybe.
Okay, shut up, Mr. Higher Brain.
After the movie, I totally saw it coming because I'm so smart.
No, I saw it coming during the movie. Like I was there. Like, the moment her character.
Do you have a citation on this?
She's gonna be a bad guy. No, you just can't take my word on it. But what I do have a citation on, and which is actually really interesting when you think about it, when he puts on the glasses and it becomes black and white, it is the complete opposite of how the Wizard of Oz worked. So when she was in her normal life,
wait, it's not black and white. It's brownish.
It doesn't matter. It's black and white.
No.
Well, it's not black and white. If you're going to be technical, it's something different. But it counts as no color TV or film.
Okay.
And
Gradient's gray.
Thank you. And then it goes to
full
color, Technicolor. When she's in not Wonderland, fucking Alice in Wonderland. That's the wrong film.
It's Oz. It's the Wizard of Oz.
Thank you. So, like, the way they did that was they twisted that form. They started the film in color. He felt like he was in an ordinary life, but the real world was actually in black and white. And I love the form of that visually, because it's not only a homage to, obviously, the Wizard of Oz from the 30s, but it's just a great visual way to storytell that there are two separate worlds.
I like that. I like that too, especially at the very end, where Nada has destroyed the beacon that has been able to keep the aliens identified, and you see them in color for the first time, and it's actually kind of creepier. Like, the first time you see the creature, like, you see the aliens, it's kind of creepy, and then when you see them in color, it's also kind of creepy. Like, there's some great effects for the creatures. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I agree that. I agree with that, because after they break the signal, the aliens come into the real world.
Yeah, and then someone has sex with them. So like,
Right.
And do you know what? After all that, all we've been through, we really have lived. Huh. I hate myself.
Yeah, that was a stupid joke, man. I'm sorry. And that was also super anticlimactic, man. Ash, what the fuck? This was not bad at all.
You know what, guys? I tried. I kind of feel like I succeeded a little bit. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the end. This was your guys' idea because, I'm too tired. God, you guys are lazy. But do you know what? Now that I'm here, I think I don't want to go anywhere. In fact, since I'm in control, you can't stop me. Hell, I'm going to be picking more movies like this. I had enough fun as it was.
Oh, God. He's really letting the podcast thing to go to his head. Like, he's been on 3 episodes, and suddenly, he thinks he's one of us. I swear to God, he's even worse than you, Womble, which is saying a lot. And I seriously mean a lot. I seriously, a lot. I swear to God.
I resent that.
I don't really care. So what are we going to do with this asshole, Womble?
Well, we could let him stay.
What?
Wow, for once, I actually think I'm going to agree completely with Womble. In fact, not only can you let me stay, but because I feel like you have a new appreciation for horror movies and my kind of genre movies, I think you guys should let me pick the next 50. In fact, I should be the producer.
User in your channel was kicked from the server.
Well, that solves that problem.
Now that's anticlimactic.
Really is it for season 1 of Movie Mumbles. We'll be back at the we'll be back in the new year with a second season. We might change a few things, we might not, but who gives a shit what we do? What we will keep doing is the format of the 4 movies per theme. I think that's fair, isn't it, Roy?
Yeah.
Like we take turns. Keep that. That's solid.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that, but maybe there'll be some new changes to it as we go along. But before we head off, we would honestly like to thank Ashe K Reaper for helping us out with this Halloween special / season finale. Honestly, you know, despite all the jokes and stuff, he is an awesome fellow, and you should check him out. And it was awesome having him along.
Yeah, it was. It was really fun to record and even write the little intros, which is complete nonsense, by the way. I wasn't really kidnapped. I wasn't knocked on the floor. No, Roy was the one that was kidnapped. I don't even fucking know. I wrote it.
No, you wrote it, and none of it makes any sense, especially the ending.
None of it makes any sense, and that was the whole fun of it, especially because we were doing 80s B movies. It was supposed to be just complete nonsense. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. Roy, I hope you enjoyed it as well.
I definitely did enjoy it, honestly, and it's been fun doing these movie mumbles with Womble, and throughout all the pains and sufferings and angry rants and stuff, it's been a blast, you know, talking about movies, watching movies, and
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something that we both have a passion for and enjoy, which is why we're coming back for a second season.
Yep.
Which
season 2, motherfuckers.
Yeah, season 2. So, Roy, do you want to kind of introduce the new theme, and then obviously your next movie?
Yeah. So it's going to be a while before this video, so, you know, there's going to be, you know, a bit of a wait. But speaking of waiting, time. So pretty much this is an idea I've been having for Movie Mumbles for a while. Is basically we went on this site called I went on a site called random.org, and I took these 2 specific dates from 1920 to 2016, and I thought, what would be cool if we took just one randomly generated year, and then we had to do 4 movies from that year? And it could have been anything. It could have been 2016 or 1920. It could have been anywhere from that far spectrum of years. The year that was picked by the website was, in fact, 1975, which was actually very fortunate because it's actually a really great year for movies, honestly. Look at the
really is.
Look at the Wikipedia page for 1975 in film. I swear to God, there's so many good movies. I won't take my time. I won't take too long with this, okay? With this movie. It should be obvious what I'm picking, okay? I love musicals. I love We talked about this movie before. I haven't seen it yet. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Shit.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I was gonna pick that.
Yeah, fuck
that
you.
That was gonna be my first pick. Shit. Okay, no, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
You weren't...
Excellent. I'm so glad. I'm glad we get to watch that.
Okay, for once, I actually picked something. Like, I mean, 75 is a good year. If I hadn't picked it, you would have, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely will. So, you've now got from what it is now in October, maybe November. I'm not actually sure. We're actually recording this way before.
Yeah.
But from now until pretty much the new year, to go and watch the Rocky Horror Show. We will actually be back doing a little special thing towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil what it is. Yeah, it's just something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But then in the new year, hopefully we will be able to get a Movie Mumbles out every 2 weeks. That's
our plan.
That's kind of that's our plan. Probably won't happen.
Nah, probably
won't. We can aim high and get low. That's
our motto.
That's the end of the day. But yeah. So now Rocky Horror Show. I'm pleased with that.
Have you seen the movie?
I have. I have seen the film. However, it was so long ago. I need to watch it again.
Okay.
But what I am doing at this time of the year, bear in mind it is October. It's I will be going to see it in the theatre as well, so I might even dress up. So,
are you going to dress up as Dr. Frankenfooter?
No. There is a rule when you go in the UK to see the Rocky Horror Show, you dress up as females. Just so you're aware.
Okay, so with that in mind...
There might be pictures, there might not.
God, hope not.
I've been growing out my hair for 4 years worth just for this. No, I haven't.
Okay, but with that in mind... give me a sec, sorry.
Oh, fuck. Now Roy's dropping shit, right? I'm out. See you, nerds.
With that in mind, I hope you guys enjoy Season 1 is done. Blah, blah, blah. Adios, muchachos.